What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hot List. I'm your host, Matt Johnson with Keller Realty. And in the Hot List, we talk about real estate. We talk about real estate questions, concerns, as well as topics, whether it's good topics, difficult conversations that we need to have. No matter what it is real talk. Some of the things that we talk about are experiences that I've had firsthand, others that ask the question of the day and may not be something I'm familiar with. I do spend some time and talk with people that are experts in that area, as well as do my own research. That way, I'm able to talk intelligently, answering your questions that you have. And please keep those questions coming in. I can't do this show without you guys asking those questions about real estate. If you're not sure where to start, I would love to be the real estate resource that you reach out to and start with. That way, you have a place to start and you can build on and hopefully springboard from there. So if you have a question about real estate, maybe a concern or other topic, I would love to have you reach out to me and start with me, and we can absolutely talk about what it is. And I can not only answer that question for you, but I can also use that for future episodes and future videos. Because if you have that question, somebody else is absolutely going to have that question, and they may not know where to start or what to do. So if you have a question that you would like answered, make sure that you shoot me a message either through Facebook, YouTube, or if you're listening to this on your podcast player of choice, simply drop it in the comments. That question will get to me, and I will not only answer that for you, like I said, I will also use that for future episodes. So today's question of the day: how do I get ready to remodel my bathroom? And this is an absolutely great question. As somebody who's done this myself, it was a total disaster, and I did everything that you were not supposed to do. I love this question because we remodel almost every room in the house, and typically the bathroom is the most overlooked. Which I was shocked in talking to contractors and doing some research online, because many homeowners don't either want to or have no desire to touch the bathroom unless there's a leak or some other problem comes up. And that's not a great way to look at it, because believe it or not, the bathroom is where we spend a lot of our time. We bathe, we get ready for the day. There's obvious other things that we do in there, and the bathroom is just as deserving as any other room in your house to be updated and remodeled. And when it comes to it, the why doesn't really matter in my opinion. It's whether you're remodeling because you want to change the look or because you're already making repairs. The time to start the remodel is almost here. So in answering the question of the day, how do I get ready to remodel my bathroom? Today we're going to talk about 3 need to knows to successfully remodel your bathroom. So if this is you, pay attention. If this is family, friend, coworker, by all means, tag them in this post, send it to them, download it, and however you have to get it to them, make sure that you get it to them. Number 1, prepping for the remodel. First things first, you need to prep the bathroom for the remodel. When my wife and I did our bathroom remodel, we absolutely did not do this. It was awful. I just got the wild hair one day to start demoing the bathroom. I figured I took a week vacation. This will give me something to do. I can get this done in a week. Oh, how wrong I was. And just a heads up, if you are like me and you are not a planner and you just get this wild hair and you don't tell your spouse that you're going to start doing demolition on any room in the house, it doesn't have to be the bathroom, but if you don't give your spouse a heads up that you're going to start demoing the bathroom, when she gets home and finds what you're doing, guarantee 100% she's going to be pissed. And by she, I mean my wife, because she was absolutely pissed when she came home and she found 3 out of the 4 walls missing, the tub missing, the tile surround missing, um, and water in places water wasn't supposed to be. So just before we get too far into it, just prep, not just yourself, but your spouse as well. So by prepping, this means getting all of your stuff out of the bathroom, which also was something I didn't do. And you are going to be surprised how much stuff you have. You're going to have more than you expected. I know we had a lot more than I was expecting. And organize by category. Set aside what you're going to use daily, then less common items. This way, your makeup, your hair products, your bathing products, everything is going to be kept together. This also allows you to be able to put everything back easier once the remodel was done, which is also something I didn't do. So yeah, you're going to learn a lot about me in this episode. So now is the time to plan for what you're going to do while the bathroom is inaccessible. Hopefully, you have another bathroom. Thankfully, we had another bathroom and we used it for like a month until I got ours back up and running. If not, make arrangements with family, friends, maybe you have some neighbors that you can do. What I've also seen some people do is they have rented a porta potty just so they have somewhere to go. I know it's not ideal in January temperatures in the Midwest or up north. Sometimes you do what you got to do. And depending on the scale of the remodel, your bathroom may be completely inaccessible for days or weeks, or maybe best case scenario, you're offline for a day or two. Hopefully, it's a day or two if you have planned well, and not like me and just decided, yeah, I can do this. I can have this done in a week. No. Number two is clear the remodel plan. Again, this is something we did not do. Having never done this before, we didn't make a plan at all. I would absolutely not recommend this. Do not skip this step. Once you've got everything packed up, and you have your contingency bathroom and everything that you need to do in place, make sure everything is in order before work starts. So this includes choosing paint colors, which we didn't do, choosing shower heads, which we didn't do, choosing and having your fixtures purchased, which we didn't do. And on top of that, your vanity and countertop, which we didn't do, because our bathroom turns out when you take your wife to the home improvement store and she picks out a countertop and vanity, some of these are handmade and they are they're made to order. So when you place the order, it's made. It doesn't arrive for 4 to 6 weeks, and that was news to us. So we had no bathroom or vanity. So just again, heads up. Plus anything else you might want or need to put in the bathroom, because the last thing you want to do is spend more time partway through the remodel because nobody realized or decided what to do about removing wallpaper, or I want a bigger tub, or I want a made to order custom cabinet and countertop. Little things. This is also a great time to decide on construction changes or any type of bathroom additions, because doing it now is going to give you time to plan accordingly, because this could include, like I mentioned, new cabinet, new vanity top, new cabinets, additional shelving, or maybe you have some other accents that you want to do, like built-ins on a certain wall, so that it's recessed and not sticking out. While these typically aren't that big of a deal, and they're really not if you plan for it, just knowing and deciding to do this ahead of time is going to avoid further delays, inconvenience, and fights down the road. Absolutely, 100%. Uh, I'm gonna say it again. The While doing all this is not typically that big a deal, if you know and decide what you're going to do ahead of time, it's going to avoid further delays, inconvenience, and fights down the road. I promise you. And finally, number three comes the remodel. Depending on your skill level or your knowledge, uh, plus what you plan to do with the bathroom, you may or may not need help. For a lot of the demo, I didn't need help. For a lot of the sheetrock, the mud, the paint, I didn't need help. Now, I'm not a licensed plumber. I'm not a licensed electrician. I did need help with those. So knowing who you're going to need at what stage you're going to need those is absolutely something that you have to know. So don't be afraid to call a contractor or a interior designer and have them come in and pay them a little bit to give you an estimate, or work with them to come up with this and go through this with you, because they're going to do it professionally, where unless you do this for a living, you're not a professional plumber, electrician, or sheetrocker. You all By also getting into this, you need to find out what type of code is required in the area that you live. And if you're doing it on your own, you have to pull a some type of permit, whether it's a building permit, a remodeling permit, whatever the permit looks like in your area, you have to do this, which means then once you get to a certain point, you have to have the municipality come out and inspect the work, make sure that it meets code, and you can keep moving forward, because God forbid you get done with the plumbing or the electrical and then find out that you have to tear that wall back open because you forgot to call the municipality to have them come look at it. So if you're doing a major remodel, it might be a good idea to get an estimate from a contractor or bring in a contractor. I've seen the DIY houses versus professionally done. Don't kid yourself. There is a difference. And if you're looking for resale, the difference is going to be noticeable no matter how good of a job you've done. So unless you do it professionally and you do it for a living, there will be a difference between you as the homeowner versus hiring a professional. If you're not sure where to start, or if you're like me, don't have the necessary skills for everything that's on here, please feel free to contact me call me, text me. I have a 5-star vendor list that I have access to, and I keep a running list of. My 5-star vendor list are vendors, contractors that I've worked with and have done work for me personally or have done work for my clients in the past. These are contractors that are reliable, they're trustworthy, they show up when they say they're going to, they get the work done, and they don't gouge you on the price. It's called a 5-star vendor list because these are all contractors and vendors who have provided 5-star service, not just to myself, but past clients as well. So if you aren't sure where to start, please feel free to reach out to me. Let me know what type of skill you're looking for. I would be happy to share this list with you. If you are a contractor and interested in being added to the 5-star vendor list, please feel free to contact me. I would love to have a conversation with you and kind of vet you to add you to this list. So that's going to do it for me today in the hot list for 3 need to knows about a successful bathroom remodel. Number one, and before I go back through these and just recap, none of these I did. So please learn from my mistake, and don't let your bathroom go unfinished for months or years because you ignore this. So number one on the list is prepare for the remodel. This means getting all of your stuff out of the bathroom, organize it, and set aside what you're going to use daily, and then organize everything else. Makeup, hair products, bath products that you're going to use. Organize everything else that is you don't use daily, and it's going to be easier to pack away. Number two, clear your remodel plan. And this is going to be having some type of contingency, double check everything that you want to have done and that you and your spouse agree on, whether it's in addition to the bathroom, new cabinets, you want to add built-ins instead of just a cabinet hanging on the wall. Knowing what you want to do beforehand and clearing it with each other is going to avoid further delays, inconvenience, and fights down the road. And finally, number three, the full-blown remodel. Depending on your skill or knowledge, if you don't do this on a regular basis, there's no shame in hiring a contractor, bringing in a professional, because there is a difference between you doing it as a DIY project versus a professional that does this every day. You also need to find out what the code requirements are in your area, pull a permit so you stay within city code, and have them come inspect it once the work is done. That is going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with me in the hot list today. If you have questions or you have a question of the day and you're not sure where to start, please get it to me. Just drop it in the comments or shoot it to me on Facebook. I would be happy to answer that question for you and then use it for future videos. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, I'm your host, Matt Johnson with Keller Williams Realty. I do this because your experience matters and should be trusted with the veteran. Y'all have a phenomenal day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.